There is one group of American voters we haven't yet mentioned today that have an extremely fraught relationship and history with the US government. Native Americans. A delegation of Native American leaders has been in New Zealand this week, and reporter Fenna Owen asked them how they're approaching the vote.
I formally apologize as President of the United States of America.
In Arizona, a crucial swing state, less than 2 weeks out from the election, President Biden offers an apology for assimilation policies, like the Indian boarding schools.
Lost generations, culture and language, lost trust. It's horribly, horribly wrong.
Hello.
Hey.
Chief Francis.
That's me.
Yes.
Yeah, good memory.
In a Wellington art hotel, we meet two Native American tribal leaders, descendants also of those impacted by assimilation policies. They were invited out to New Zealand by Ngāti Toa leader Helmut Modlik.
To share with us their own journey of pursuit of rangatiratanga or self-determination.
But with the presidential election days away, we were keen to know where Native Americans' allegiances lie.
There is a Native Vote campaign that's very active right now to get out the vote, to encourage as many Natives to vote. It's not even saying which way to vote, it's just saying participate. We have this right to participate in the American government. Use that right as a citizen to cast your vote. What we are hopeful is, as Natives, that we cast votes that best align with candidates who will fulfill their trust and treaty obligations to us.
The relationship between tribe and federal government has weighed heavily on Kitki Carroll's family down through the generations. He's a direct descendant of the famous Cheyenne chief, Chief Black Kettle, who negotiated peace treaties with the US government, but was ultimately betrayed by them and killed. Kirk Francis is chief of the Penobscot Nation in Maine. Based here on Indian Island, he also heads a Native American collective of tribes that approach the federal government with one voice. Tribes? Correction, nations.
The terminology we use to describe ourselves is extremely important. Words matter, and the approach in total, in terms of mentality and how we feel about ourselves, and that is that we are nations, that we're tribal nations that have been in the places we're in since time immemorial. We're not members of some social club somewhere. We're actually citizens of nations. So it's important that we acknowledge that we're, citizens of the United States as well. Citizens who have very patriotic nations, as you know, like our men and women have fought in every war that the United States has ever been in.
12,000 Native Americans served in World War I. But get this, when they fought for America, they did not have American citizenship. Citizenship was granted to Indians in 1924. The centennial of that act, this June, came and went without much fanfare.
And truth be told, there are Natives who celebrate that as a win, the right to engage in U.S. electoral processes, right, and all the advantages that come with that. You have other Natives who are like, my sovereign is my sovereign, that's my government, and that's where I cast my vote.
But granting Native Americans the vote was decided state by state.
So for our tribe, we weren't allowed to vote in federal elections until 1956. And in 1969, we were allowed to vote. 68, we were allowed to vote in state elections. So
you're astonished by that, aren't you?
I'm flabbergasted.
56.
So can you clarify? So you're saying that until 1956, members of your nation were disenfranchised, not able to vote, because you were...
Because we were Indian, I guess.
Now, across the Native American population, only 66% of eligible voters are registered to vote in federal elections. Traditionally, the Native vote has favoured the Democrats, but of the 5 Native Americans now in Congress, 3 are Republicans. After visiting iwi projects around the motu, Kitki Carroll and Chief Francis will return home to cast their vote in the presidential election. But they may be back. Although 11,000 kilometres apart, these Māori and Native American leaders have decided to walk the road to self-determination together.